So I am writing I'm on my computer and wrote down a few things on my old blog. I haven't done anything in a while since my phone. It's been hard to get to my web blog, but one of the things that I wanted to share was this. Some people teach that Christians are to not just hear the word, but they are also to believe and do the word. What that means, I don't know. But the question is, what does it mean to do the word if not to believe the word? How does one do a proposition? If the Bible is a propositional book revealed by God alone, then how does one do it other than believe it? Uh, I mean, no one can do the gospel. Uh, and let me correct this real quick. And no one can do the law according to scriptures. Romans 3. All men are sinful and have fallen short of the glory of God. So, in all, we have to believe what God has told us about who we are outside of Christ and what He has done to save elect sinners. James talks about hearing and doing of the word. James 1:19-24. But elsewhere it talks about hearing and receiving the word. Ezekiel 33:31. Elsewhere, further, is Deuteronomy 4:6. It says, hear and keep. Even still, elsewhere in Revelations 2 or 3, around one of those verses, it talks about hearing and receiving and believing. A lot of times they use the word believing in place of the receiving or keeping. Well, I say in place. I think receiving and keeping are basically terms that presupposes faith. How do we receive and keep God's word but by believing it? We believe everything that God has said, everything that I am the Lord who brought you out of Egypt. The result is that we do good works. We believe what the Bible alone tells us because it is God's word. The Bible tells us who God is and what He has revealed for the salvation of the elect alone. It tells us who we are outside of Christ and how Christ alone saves us from sin. No doubt the result of believing the word results in doing good works. Good works follow from faith. Good works are not the belief that some might want to say, but the result of belief, of trust, of assent, of assurance. You must have faith before you can do good works, or else your good works are nothing but filthy rags. Let's see here. Other than that's really what I want to say. One of the other things I thought was interesting, probably should, I don't know, make another video about it, but in Matthew 16 and 18, it talks about loosening. Number one, it talks about how Christ gave authority to the apostles, to the disciples, to loosen or to bind and loosen things. Whatever you bind on earth, it will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loosen on earth will be loosened in heaven. Matthew 18 kind of says this, and it clarifies what it means by loosening. But basically what that means is the law and the gospel distinction. What is bound is the law. It's like the commands. The command binds us to do something. The law, with the command is what is binding. Uh, the loosening is basically forgiveness, as you can read in Matthew 18. But basically, that is the gospel. We receive forgiveness by the gospel. So what Jesus is saying is that basically in Matthew 16 that our faith is built on nothing else but what the apostles, what the prophets have said. You could say the law, prophets. I think some have said the histories, but whatever. It's generally the prophets and the apostles. Our faith is built on nothing else, and I don't know. It just seems like tedious talking to certain people people groups. This one pastor kind of got annoyed. It seems like every time I go up to him, I'm just going up to him like I am now, just talking to him to say, hey, look, you said this. Have you thought about this? And instead, he's always like, dude, you never come up. Like, he gets flustered, it seems like. But I don't know. Just thought I'd mention that. So maybe do another video on that, hopefully. Anyways, I hope this video helps to whoever it needs to. So have a blessed day. Bye.